Another raid, another round of frustration. The rewards don't look much different, but what if that's not a mistake? What if it's by design? You see, the raids are the free-to-play gateway to important characters like Professor X and Gear Tier 20. They don't want to flood the market with the necessary items because that would break the chase. They want intentional distance between different levels of spenders and different levels of free-to-play players. At present, Professor X draws a line in the sand in all game modes, right? In Alliance War, in Cosmic Crucible, in Arena. There is a definite line in the sand, the haves and the have-nots, when it comes to this important character. In addition, we're also looking at the reward of Gear Tier 20. It falls in the same boat. If they gave these rewards out too quickly, it would become too common, too soon, and that would damage what's going on with the progression economy in this game. On top of that, there is a new progression system we believe is coming. We think that the next Battleworld is going to have Purple ISO 4 and 5. Once again, that's going to change the way progression is done. If you're like me, as a predominantly free-to-play player, I'm still working my way through characters to get me Professor X. So this is where I'm at in my progression. We know there are some other harder core free-to-play players that are unlocking Professor X as we speak. But I think that even Gear Tier 20 itself is something that they want to keep relatively scarce because it has to do with their new overarching progression system, Overpower. So as the new ISO 8 starts to kick in, and you already have Gear Tier 20 characters, that should put people up another notch concerning the Overpower system. That will create a new ceiling and continue to separate different gaps in the community. And since raid teams now aren't what they used to be, they're not forcing us necessarily to build the raid teams. You don't have to spend to increase your progression. You don't get any bonus for getting ahead of the rest of the pack. This is the area that I think they're choosing to monetize, and they want to get that in place before that gear separation collapses. Now, this is all speculation on my part. I don't have any knowledge of the subject at all, but it seems very interesting to me that every raid, this continues to happen over and over. We know that they know about this, right? I know there was obviously discussion. Pathfinder is a portion of their community on the Scopely side of things. I guarantee you he brought this up, as well as many other players. So it's not something that, in my opinion, is just a mistake. It can't simply be oversight at this point. It has to be intentional, at least in my opinion, right? Because every time a new raid comes out, it's light on rewards. This has happened since raids were a thing in Marvel Strike Force. There will be outrage and they will adjust them, but notice they only seem to dial it up a little bit here, a little bit there, because this is the free-to-play input on gear and progression, and they don't want to make it so the free-to-play players can immediately catch up to the spending portion. So in my opinion, the raid rewards are a pacing lever. It's not a mistake. So the question that we really need to be asking is not why are the rewards bad, but why are the rewards designed in this way? I personally don't think it's a mistake. I think it's intentional resource scarcity in order to keep the economy stretched. I don't think it's an oversight at all. Again, all of this is just my speculation. Really, I'm not into conspiracy theories, but there must be a business reason for why this continues to happen time after time. That's just my thoughts on the subject. I'm curious to know what you think about it, and how will this new raid impact the overall economy as a whole.